The Champion Roadmap for April 2022. A powerful Empress, a colorful stranger, Udyr, Aurelion Soul, Skarner, and a new area of Shurima. Alright, cool. Guess what time it is? You guessed it. Time for another Champion Roadmap. Then pat yourself on the back. Unless you read the title already like most people, then I'm not nearly as impressed. But yes, it is time for another exciting edition of the League of Legends Champion Roadmap. In written form this time, because as much as I love talking, it's way easier to hide subtle teases in text, which makes these fun to write. But enough about me, let's talk about what you all came here for, champions. It's been a little while since Renata Glass took to the rift with all of her power-suited glory. In our last roadmap, I mentioned we were going to slow down new champion production for a bit. We want to make sure every champion gets the time and attention they need before they're shipped, even if that means we don't hit every position in a year. While we don't know exactly how many champions will release this year, it should be pretty similar to last year. That said, we think that about the champions currently in development are pretty exciting, and that's exactly what we're here to talk about. I'll go over a couple of upcoming VGUs, as well as a new project we're trying out called the Comprehensive Gameplay Update. So they came out with ASU, so now they're going to have CGUs. Okay, interesting. I know another acronym, but I promise we're not adding more just to see how many you can keep track of, but more on that below, so let's get into it. A whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes. The champion team has something coming soon. Something beautiful, something inevitable. Oh, so Thanos. Thanos is coming to League of Legends, like he came to Fortnite. Gotcha. Just kidding. Maybe. I don't know. Something foretold. A new skirmisher for all those jungle players out there. A new Empress to submit to. And you will submit. Oh, we'll see about that. Those who do so willingly will be rewarded by becoming a part of the ever-expanding Lavender Sea, crashing like waves against the enemy's defensive structures. Give in to your Empress and let her feed on your essence so you may become a part of the new evolution of Runeterra. And as an added bonus, if you succumb to her, you will also bear witness to her true elegance, her true beauty, and true face of the Void. Now, we've heard about this for a while. I won't get into this too long so we can continue on, but we've heard about a new champion coming. There's been leaks it's the Void Queen or like Empress or something. It looks like this is confirming that, and we will see how that goes. Who wouldn't want that? I wouldn't want that. I already submitted in January, and while there wasn't cake, it was still a good time. So what are you waiting for? No thanks. But at the same time, we see this right here. This kind of reminds me of like Vel'Koz's tendrils, for example. But I'm pretty sure this has to probably do with the Void Queen. We probably can't see. There's like a splash art. We probably can't see. They're like over here off of the right top corner. That or other Void creatures aren't in the splash art to kind of throw us off. So maybe that is Vel'Koz, and there's other like, you know, Void monsters in there, and the Queen is like in the distance in the background. You can't really see her all that well, which would be weird for a splash art for your own character, which means it's not splash art. It's in fact just like teaser art or like maybe even trailer art or something like that. We will see. Next up, a joyous occasion. Up next, the Champions team would love you all to join us down at Oyster Bill's Oyster Shack. Grab some of the best oysters in all of Runeterra while you listen to one of Oyster Bill's tall tales. In fact, just last night we stopped by and saw the place was wrecked. Tables smashed, not flipped, okay. Bottles broken, strange glowing puddles all over the place. According to Oyster Bill, it was caused by a colorful but deadly stranger who came to Runeterra from a land across the seas. He claimed some Noxians were getting rowdy, and one of them accidentally knocked over a stranger's oysters. The colorful one laughed a most joyous laugh as they stood up from their table. The Noxian looked confused at first, then the stranger was making fun of her, got in their face. The rest of her band stood to join her, grabbing their weapons when mist suddenly filled the restaurant. Oyster Bill said all he heard was joyous laughter and the sound of splashing water. Then the mist cleared, and all 10 of the heavily armed and armored Noxians were dead, and the stranger nowhere to be seen. Not even knocked out? Straight up dead? Joyous laughter? Dead. Okay, let's see. We laughed as we always do when Bill tells one of his famous stories. Sure, there was just a random bar fight that caused the mess, but hey, that's not nearly as exciting. When one of the other customers doubted the story, Bill doubled down on his claim that it was true and that the mysterious stranger was in fact living in a room above his restaurant. He said that if any of us wanted to go talk to them ourselves, we were welcome to. We passed that night, but who knows, maybe if you join us next time we can go see if the stranger from the land of 1,000 colors is real or not. I would imagine they're real. There's a lot of crazy things in Runeterra as it is, right? Like I know Arcane just focused on Zon and Piltover, but there's a lot of crazy cities and continents in the League of Legends universe. That does not sound that far off, really, to be honest, when you have things like deities and all kinds of creatures and whatnot. Honestly, that seems like the most believable of all the tall tales, so, you know. But then again, it's like in Lightspeed Rescue when Trakina's Revenge and the girl was trying to tell somebody else that there's a monster, and they're like, there's no such thing as monsters. It's like, hello? You live in a Power Ranger city. There's like monsters every day of the week. But anyways, guarding spirits. There isn't much to say about Udyr that hasn't been covered in our latest update. He's still a big boy hanging out in the Fjord wildlands, communing with spirit animals. Base Udyr is finished at this point, and now we're focusing on his skin catalog, most of the team working on his Spirit Guard skin. We really want to pour a lot of love and attention into that skin, with it being an ultimate and all. One of the goals for Spirit Guard is to keep some of the essence of old Udyr, so to do so it will represent the time he spent training in Ionia, and he will also use the same animals as pre-VGU Udyr: Tiger, Bear, Turtle, and Phoenix. Alright, good. We wanted Spirit Guard to immortalize his old animal forms while cranking them up to 11. I don't want to spoil everything yet, but I'll leave you with the concept art and an early model of his Spirit Guard skin before he channels one of his spirit animals. So this is the new like base splash art for the ultimate skin, which is looking pretty sick, to be honest. That's pretty good. Star Forging a new dragon. Let's talk about Aurelion's Soul. Back when we announced the Star Forger, a lot of you were super hyped for his release. So hyped that he had one of our highest purchase rates on day one. Tons of you really loved and wanted to play a gigantic, arrogant Star Dragon. Unfortunately, we really didn't deliver on the gameplay kit that matched that excitement, and most of you dropped him after a few games. His play rate plummeted to one of the lowest in the game, where he has been ever since. That said, he still comes up to the top 10 most liked visuals whenever we do visual champion surveys, even though his gameplay always ends up near the bottom of the list. Well, that makes sense. His splash art's, I wonder if it's here right now. Let's go. Now, look at the splash art. The splash art's pretty sick. It's always been pretty sick, and it's going to be pretty sick. The concept they did around it was cool. Let's see. We tried some small tweaks to Ace Soul, but when we discussed what we should do to help him out, we came across the consensus that we should start his gameplay over from scratch. We didn't think patching up his kit with small changes would deliver on his promised thematic fantasy, so we decided to try a new type of champion update, a comprehensive gameplay update, or CGU. So there we go. The goal of a CGU is to update gameplay for two types of champions: those that have high quality art and narrative, but whose gameplay doesn't quite deliver on their fantasies, or champions with more complicated gameplay issues that can't be solved by changing one or two abilities, like the small adjustments that Tom Kench were able to accomplish. When we rebuild a champion's kit from scratch with the same model, theme, and narrative, Ace Soul will be the first champion to go through a CGU, and we're happy with the results. And if you're happy with the results, we may take a look at other champions that fall into these categories. So like the old days of like Callista and Azir even, and Ryze, those three used to be heavily problematic in terms of trying to get their kits right. And now it's been a while since we've had a Ryze rework, as a matter of fact. So there we go. And Callista's she just got buffed recently, but she's okay. Azir doesn't seem like he's getting some changes. But maybe when they're talking about doing more of these, we'll see if they mean champions like those who used to be a problem, or there's other champions now on that list who aren't getting, of course, a rework, like Udyr and Skarner and stuff. And comment below with a champion you'd like to see get a comprehensive gameplay update. But anyways, back to Aurelion's Soul. Our goal is to give the Space Puppy an entirely new kit with massive changes similar to VGUs like Urgots or Scions, while making sure that it's still thematically cohesive to who he already is. If you're new to League, he's called a Space Puppy by Zoe. She calls him like a pet, even though he's like a big old massive dragon. Like that's some people right there. Like that's some disrespect if I've ever seen any. But anyways, we want to emphasize his dragon fantasy, as we don't think he currently delivers on that part of his persona very well. We also think our new take on his Star Forging gameplay will be both spectacular to see and more intuitive to play. While things can always change, we're currently targeting some time at the end of the year to get a new improved Star Dragon in your hands. We really hope he finally delivers on the fantasy you were excited about many moons or stars ago. Funny enough, someone said if you like playing Anivia, you'd like playing the current Aurelion Soul. I kind of disagree. I do play Anivia, and the current Aurelion Soul doesn't quite feel like Anivia, but I get why they would say that, and so I do play him from time to time, but my goodness, there's a lot that's not there that will be exciting to see if they can kind of do. Digging deep beneath the sand, let's talk about the champion that won the VGU pool earlier this year, Skarner. We haven't yet officially started on Skarner's VGU. It will start very soon, but that sure didn't stop Larry, Bravo Ray from doing some high-level sketches for inspiration. Bravo Ray is a huge fan of Skarner and couldn't help himself, so I thought it'd be worth sharing some of his explorations. Also, I wonder if they're going to coordinate with Captain Flowers, as a matter of fact. The first two rows are attempts to keep Skarner's theme pretty much the same as live, while making him more unique on the League roster by adding other fantastical elements rather than just traditional scorpion body sculpture. The third row contains explorations for a full reboot of the Bracken. It explores them as ancient protectors of the old Shuriman civilization before it was lost to the sand. The idea is that they are constructs built from crystals housing thousands of elite warrior souls. The last row is an exploration of the version of Skarner, whereas current lore is continued. We haven't committed to this yet, but those versions he has captured by Piltover and experimented on in order to create a Hextech Guardian they can control. But he regains his memories, escapes Piltover, and is now hellbent on destroying the city for what it did to him and his people. And now he has sweet Hextech augments to help him out. Piltover will soon have a taste of their own medicine, but it is bitter. That was the funny thing about Seraphine. Like, a lot of people were finding any reason to hate Seraphine, and the one they latched on to was what she, like, her Crystal and Skarner's people. You guys realize that wasn't like a Seraphine exclusive thing, right? There's even a whole Victor skin where he captures Skarner and just turns him straight up into like a robot slave. So I mean, like, there's a lot of things if you wanted to be upset about for Skarner, you could have been upset about way before then. Just saying. Keep in mind, these are all super early ideas coming out of Bravo Race Crazy Head, so we haven't locked anything in yet. Shortly after we've officially started working on Skarner, we will do a bigger dev blog with more information from game design and narrative as well. For now, let us know what you think of these explorations, if anything sounds exciting to you. And on the outro side, that's about it for today. Hope you are excited for the upcoming champions and champion updates as I am. Look out for another roadmap later this year where I cover the Pride of Nazuma, one of the two. A new high-skill top laner tank from a region of Shurima that hasn't been seen yet. See you all then. So I won't make this video too long. Let's go bit by bit, and then we give our own opinions in the comment section down below as well. But a whole new world. All right, so we went over this. We've heard rumors about the Empress and all this stuff. Submit or you will submit. This kind of reminds me, like, they always put like hints about what the kit does in the kit. In the text, I should say. And this feels like one of those where it's like it might be some sort of charm or root, or even like Renata Glass with her ultimate, that kind of an idea. It's part of why I think they took the Kim Drake away. It wasn't just Renata Glass. I think it's a couple future champions that kind of do things that they think would make kind of the game unbalanced if the Kim Drake would have stayed in. So I think this has something to do with that. Think like Evelyn or Ari, how they have charms and stuff, but like maybe even more like Mordekaiser, old Mordekaiser's ultimate, when he would kill something or a dragon, he would gain them and be able to use them. I think that they might be exploring a way to bring that back with this. We'll see. Don't, like, I'm not an insider. I don't have inside writer knowledge, so don't take my word for it. As you can tell, I'm having difficulty even speaking. That's what happens when you bite your tongue really, really hard and it bleeds, and there's like a welt now, and so it's making it really, really uncomfortable to speak at all, to be honest. But you know, there we go. We got stuff to do still. Oh well. But anyways, that's what I'm thinking when I see that, because they put an emphasis on that, which means it's a sleight of hand and we need to pay attention to something else, or it's just this is the main part of it. And so it'll be interesting to see how that works out. They are a skirmisher. They tell us they're a skirmisher, so they're going to be some sort of fighter. Will they be AP or AD? We don't know yet, but they will be probably melee, and so there we go. Joyous occasion. I think this is interesting. Seems like they're a psycho, right? You know, joyous laughter and then dead. But they said water, splashing water, laughter, and splashing water. So they might be like, not quite Nami, but like insane. But like Nami, but insane. You know, there we go. Don't know much about that one. Guarding Spirits. I know a lot of people are excited for Udyr. I personally don't play a lot of Udyr per se, but I am excited for those people because for one, it does look sick so far, and I'm happy they're finally getting what they want. That seems cool. Aurelion Sol I'm a bit more interested in because I do play Aurelion Sol a little bit from time to time, but it would be cool to see him deliver on the fantasy a bit more, like powerful, cosmic, space dragon. That would be amazing, to be honest. Skarner I was never really invested in all that much to begin with. I know I made the Seraphine joke earlier, but like honestly speaking, it's never been a champion that's been my cup of tea, but I do feel like whenever I've gotten him on ARAM even, right? The whole like Spire thing and stuff just feels kind of weird, especially if the enemy team gets control of the middle one. You like lose stats and stuff, and if you gain control of it, you have it, and then you start getting used to stuff, and it's a back and forth. The consistency is not necessarily there. I understand and appreciate where they were trying to do by differentiating so many champions' playstyles. I feel like that one did fall a little bit short though, to be honest. But here's my hot take. Here's my hot take if you're still watching. When they finally drop this, they will bring back in some capacity the Dominion map. Now, I don't mean permanently, I just mean like a game mode that's on the Dominion map. So I think on side by side with the Skarner rework, they're also going to be trying to bring back like Ascension or what was the other one that was the Capture the Flag one? Maybe just straight up Dominion but redone, only for a limited time, like a rotating game mode, of course. Well, that's my hot take on it. Depending on which lore they go with going forwards, that could be cool, right? Maybe. If you're not old enough to remember that, then probably not. And then this. A new part of Shurima that hasn't been seen yet will be interesting. We're getting a tank champion from there. We do have artwork right here of what apparently the area looks like. It looks very colorful. Kind of reminds me of the paper craft skins, as a matter of fact. So that'd be pretty cool to see. how that goes. But yes, comment in the comment section down below with what you're most excited with. If it's everything, you can just say everything. That's totally fine. But that's all from this video from me. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So until next time, take care. GG, get jinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly.